Hello everyone, welcome back to my crafting world. This is Anna. As stated in my last video, I was going to continue using the Stamperia rice paper for this project. I am also going to use the Waverly plaster chalk paint, and I am going to use my mini calendars. We're going to do a project with one of these mini calendars, and we'll see how it turns out. So what I'm going to use to put this rice paper on is one of the Dollar Tree easels. This one is the whiteboard easel, and what I did was I just sanded off the white part. It's really thin, guys. So I just sanded it off because you know how slick it is. So I sanded it off. It probably took me about 5 minutes with a rough grit sandpaper. I don't even know what grit it is, but it's really rough. So what I'm going to do right now is I am going to paint the chalkboard. So I'm just going to use a brush. I'm going to use the Waverly chalk paint, and I want to go ahead and glue this edge right here, which is the thickness of the of this board. So I forgot to tape this off, so I'm going to tape that off, and I'm going to paint all the edges as well because I kind of don't like that color. And all I did here was put some tape here on the edges, and I don't think it's gonna do anything to the board, to the wood, at least I'm hoping not. And then so I'm gonna take this off so I can go ahead and paint this edge as well. So for the moment, I'm going to paint. I'm probably going to give it a couple of coats of paint, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and paint this, and I'll be back. Okay, this is 2 coats of the Waverly chalk paint, and it is not dry, and you hear my fan going. I'm going to go ahead and remove the tape because I don't want it to actually get stuck to my easel here. So let me remove this tape. Coming up nicely so far. Okay. All right, guys. So I just want I wanted a couple of coats so that, you know, when I put the paper down, you don't see the wood behind it. So it does look like I made a little bit of a mess on the back, and that was only because the tape wasn't actually sticking to anything. So it's just gonna have to stay that way. Okay, so right now when I when I tear my rice paper, I am going to tear it at, so this is about, I'm going to try to tear it at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. 5, nope, less than that. 1, 3, 5. Yeah, 5 3/8, and we'll see. I'll let this continue to dry. I'm going to show you how I'm going to cut my paper, and we'll see if it's dry by the time I cut my paper. So you're going to hear my fan going, guys. So I said 4 1/8. So I'm going to cut right here. 4 1/8 by 5. I mean by 5 5/8. So let me mark this. So what I did was I put my ruler down on my cut lines, and then I took my brush and I wet the edge of the ruler. Nice and wet. It should be good. And then I simply tore the paper up against the ruler, and it looks like there may be a little piece of fiber right there. Oh, there it goes. I don't think I let this come off. Okay, let's try it again, guys. There we go. And then just simply tore up to that line. I'm going to flip it. I don't think I went up far enough, guys. Just tear, okay? And I'm going to tear this end next. Right here. I'm going to tear this up. Upward motion. I'm going to flip it this way. I'm going to go above my line a little bit because I need to tear this off. So, wet my brush. There's my piece. And there's my piece, guys. So as soon as this dries fully, I'm going to take Mod Podge, put the Mod Podge down, and then adhere the paper, the rice paper, onto the surface. But it isn't fully dry, so I'm going to let this sit for a while and let it dry. And then we will work on putting this on there. Okay guys, I'll be back. So the Mod Podge that I've been using is the water-based sealer glue and finish. So because that's what I have, so it worked fine with the box that I made. So I am going to continue to use this. My paint has dried, and I am going to place, I'm going to place this way, right here. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this Mod Podge and I'm going to cover the top half of the easel, and then I'm going to put my paper down where I need it to be, and I'm just pushing it down gently. I'm going to grab some more glue so I can push it down gently. And I feel a wrinkle right there. Okay. All right, so that feels good right there. Now I'm going to Mod Podge the rest. I'm going to get some Mod Podge and spread it on the top so I can gently push down. So I'm not letting go of this end because I don't want it to all go down at the same time. Let me see. Got a little bit of wrinkling right there, but some of my design is going to go around the edges. And just continue to work it until you think if you have any air bubbles, they are out. So I'm going to put another layer of Mod Podge over the entire surface. And I'm going to let it dry. Alright guys, there's an area right here. I don't know if there's a thick fiber going through there or that's an actual air bubble. I've already pressed down on it. I don't know if you guys can see that right here. I've already pressed down on it and it doesn't feel like an air bubble. And I don't want to lift it back up. I really don't. So I'm going to leave it as it is. And I'm going to let this dry, and I will probably do one more layer of Mod Podge just to make sure. I'm going to let this dry and then we'll start to work on it. We'll see where we're going to put my little calendar. I think one layer of Mod Podge is going to be okay. We will see where this is going to go once I start to decorate, to embellish. We'll see where that's going to go once I start to embellish this easel. But for now, I like it. This is something that can go on a desktop or, you know, just a countertop, wherever you need a standing calendar. So let's let that dry and I will be back and show you what it looks like once it is dry. I'll be back, guys. Okay, so my easel has totally dried and I am happy with the way it turned out. I got a couple of little wrinkles right here, and like I said, this one, I don't know what this is. Anyway, I think it's part of the fibers, I really do. So since it's totally dry, I just needed the one coat. I am going to take my brushed corduroy and I am going to distress the edges in brushed corduroy. I'm going all the way around with the lighter color first. So here is that. Okay, so that'll give it that aged look. But then I want it to look antique, not just aged. So I'm going to go in with some vintage photo on the edges to where we can still see a little bit of the brushed corduroy. So see the difference, guys? I know it looks like I've gone over the entire brush corduroy, but I haven't. So that'll give it that antique look. Both colors together, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the way that's the look that I've liked. So I have gone ahead and pulled out some of the elements that I'm going to use with this piece, and I only had one key, but I do have this one. I'll probably use this one, and these are elements that I used for the first one. I think that's it. And for my calendar, what I did was I cut this from some nesting dies that I had in my stash. I glued down the little calendar, and I have gone ahead and put some foam on the back just to prop it up a little bit, just so it'll have some dimension. And I'm thinking that's where I'm going to put it, but I'm not going to glue that one down just yet. What I'm going to do is arrange my flowers and whatnot to see where I want everything. So I will just leave you here, and I'm going to go ahead and fast forward the process of me deciding where everything's going to go. Okay, so that is all I'm going to do to this. And I am going to go ahead and put some paint splatter on there as well. But before I do that, I need to cover this up because, oh, I need some stickles on this little bow. So before I do that, you know what? Oh, wait. Before I do that, I'm going to cover this up so I don't get any splatter on the calendar itself. Okay. Okay, guys, here we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little bowl here and put just a tiny bit of paint. And I'm going to put some water in there. I'm going to mix it up and let it become watery to where I can splatter that paint. That just needed a little bit. I don't actually want the splatter to go on there. There we go. I'm just going to splatter everything. I think that's enough here. Now if you want a heavier splatter, you could mix more of your paint with water so that you have more on your paintbrush, but I just want a little bit on here. I think that is done, guys. What do you think? Oh, I wish you could see the paint splatters from where I can see it. It is so pretty. So now I have myself a matching set, which is the Key to My Heart calendar. And it matches my Key to My Heart box. So super duper cute, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this really quick tutorial. Simple but very impactful. There we go. Oh, I just love it. Thank you so much, guys, and we will talk to you in the next video. Y'all have a great day. Thanks a lot, guys.